What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Monday, and we are officially in our new studio.
Woo!
We've done it. We've made it.
We're here.
We are here. So everybody, if you're listening to this and you're not watching on YouTube, I recommend you go check it out on YouTube. But we will also be posting clips of what the new studio looks like on Chicks in the Office Instagram, and you'll see it all over our socials. But let me tell you, the room has really come together. If you look behind me, we have a beautiful masterpiece of a wall. If you look behind Fran, there's a beautiful chick logo. It's our Chicks in the Office logo. And we have a bunch of our sayings on the wall behind me right now. Most importantly, we have the outline of Trent and the luggage, which is very important. We have Friday energy. The rules are there are no rules. I would die for John B. Harry Styles is my therapist. Legends, quote. Kevin Jonas told us that. Our shows, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Too Bad in the corner. And of course, Chicks in the Office.
Soup Gals.
Soup Gals. We have a Campbell's Soup, Chicks in the Office on that in the back. It's what really makes up this show. And I love it in here. And we have, of course, a great neon sign because every podcast now needs a neon sign behind them.
Yeah. If you are doing a podcast and you don't have a neon sign,
sorry, your podcast isn't real.
It's
not as good as ours.
Well, our podcast hasn't been real for 3 years.
It's been a fake ass podcast, but we've officially made it. We now
joined
have
the Neon Sign Club.
A neon sign, which is a huge step for us. So thank you, everybody, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to make this happen. We wouldn't be able to have the neon sign.
Yes.
So we appreciate the love and support, and we are very happy to be in here. Francesca, how are you feeling?
I'm excited that we're in this room. I also love that we lightened up the purple. Like it used to be a dark purple color. Now it's like a nice lavender. It's a lilac. It's
more us.
Yeah, it's fitting because it opens the room up a little bit. Feels a little lighter. Got a cute little couch in here.
It was the color of my room growing up.
Here. Same.
This exact color. And
it
I used to have
the chick.
it matches the chick on the wall. And I used to have butterflies in the corner.
Maybe I should put butterflies.
I had one butterfly.
We should do butterflies in the corner.
I'll put stuff up here just like as time goes on.
That would be nice.
We should decorate it just like my old child bedroom, because that would be, fitting. Yeah. But it's great in here.
I would love to do that. I think my parents are selling our house.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I've never been.
No,
but that's really sad.
Yeah, it is sad. I've been in that house my entire life. My parents have been in the house for 30 plus years. My mom, because mom was like, me and dad got this house. I was 26. I was like, holy shit.
Well, you know what? Honestly, they've got some other great spots.
Yes,
it's very
they're
sad.
Ready to let go of the house, but it's sad because that's has all the memories. My mom keeps sending me all these pictures of stuff in my room. My room is also, we've talked about it, time machine. I haven't changed my room. And so she's like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And like some things I'm like, okay, that can be thrown away. But there's so much that I'm like, oh my, I can't throw that away. So I don't know. I'm going to have to find somewhere to store it because, of course, it can't come to my apartment. I don't have any room for that stuff in my apartment. And Joe's like, yeah, your Disney princess poster's not coming to the... Like, you already have 12 Squishmallows that we need to put somewhere. Like, your Disney poster of the Disney princesses that's framed can't go up in the apartment.
Let me ask you something, though. Do you ever think about just like getting rid of those things?
No.
No. When I was growing up, I changed my room when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And like the Dylan Sprouse posters came down.
Yeah.
The I Heart the Jonas Brothers.
I don't have all my Nick Jonas posters up anymore.
And I honestly got rid of it all.
Yeah.
Which looking back, I'm kind of like, well, that would have been nice if you kept it.
Yeah.
But you don't really miss it that much as you think you're going to need these things that you don't want to let go of. You don't really think about them ever.
I understand that. I just want them.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like there's things that I'm fine with throwing out, but then there's some things that I'm like, why am I gonna throw this out? Like I have this pillow. There's a lot of sentimental value. I don't know, but my mom was like, you gotta throw some of this stuff away. And I have like a lot of creepy dolls that are like not American Girl dolls, but they're like dolls that are on a stand that are China maybe. I don't know. They're fragile. If you drop them, they break. That I got when I was little. That my grandma, my great aunt got me. They're fairly terrifying, but for some reason I just like the idea of potentially passing it down. This is the thing. My mom. And maybe it's because I didn't have it. Like, my mom was like, I throw away all my stuff. So there was never anything that she could be like, oh, this was mine. Like, as a kid, now I want you to have it. Because she just got rid of all of it.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish she didn't. So now I'm like, well, I want to have this stuff so I can pass it down.
That's very sentimental of you.
But I'm thinking, like, one good-sized box.
That's it.
You know? And then...
That's it.
Yeah.
You get one good-sized box.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair.
Am I going to have to throw away my Jonas Brothers Burning Up 2008
No.
poster?
See, that's the thing. You get rid of the Disney Princess poster before that. The Jonas Brothers
No.
mean
The Disney
more
Princess
to you.
poster is limited edition, and it's from the... It's actually kind of worth some money.
Oh, then
I
keep
think.
that one.
I think.
The Jonas Brothers one, I feel like
The Jonas Brothers has rips in it, and it's
enough
like
Jonas
paper,
Brothers stuff
Yeah.
that you'll be okay.
Yeah,
but it's also 2008 posters.
Yeah.
I have stuff from...
I could roll it up. I think I could roll it up.
You could probably roll it up.
Yeah.
There are very few things I kept, like a booklet from the High School Musical concert that I went to. I still have that. Like, that's important. This is my first concert I ever went to. Jonas Brothers 2008 Burning Up poster.
Yeah.
Kind of important.
I guess I have a lot of memories tied to Disney. I also have my like first autograph book from my first trip to Disney when you got all the characters to sign it. I got that. And then me and my friends, specifically Claire, we, for gifts and stuff, we would always do picture books and memory books, things like that. So I have a lot of those. I don't want to get rid of those.
No,
either.
you can't get rid of those.
Yeah.
You
but
need-
I don't know. Some yearbooks. I'm like, do I need this? No.
Yes. But you're going to have to rent a storage unit at this point.
I know. I'm
going through
everything that I'm like, oh man, I need this. I got like my, I have my baby face on like a plate. I don't know if it was a gift or why I have it.
See, that's something your mom has to hold on to. Like, you don't get the baby plate with your face on it. Your mom holds on to that because you're her kid.
But she just like doesn't.
So we toss it. When's the last time you looked at that plate? Toss.
No.
Trash.
That's
Gotta
something
go.
That's something that will definitely be thrown away for sure. That doesn't need to
No,
stay.
it needs to go. I have a question for you guys. We're on the topic of Disney, so it kind of reminded me. What is one restaurant, or it could be really anything, like a fake store that was in a show that if you can have it come to real life, what would it be?
Patty's Pub. That'd be a cool one. Always Sunny.
I feel like that
But
kind of
that's-
is real though.
Yeah, like that could be
it's
any
not.
bar.
It's not.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
No,
Fine.
I like that answer. It was
Fine.
quick.
My answer's
yeah,
not
yeah.
cool.
No, I very much appreciate your answer, Noah.
That's
I like
the only
how
one I
you
could
knew
think
it.
of. Like,
For me, I would say the Chill Grill from That's So Raven,
Yeah.
or the Subway shop in Wizards of Waverly
Yeah,
Place,
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's in New York City. It would be a great.
Larry's. What was it? Larry's Coffee in Curb Enthusiasm. Larry's Latte or something.
Yeah, Larry's Lattes.
Krusty Krab.
The Krusty Krab, I mean, that would be sick, of course. Really, any of these places I was thinking about earlier, that it's crazy that they don't actually make them in real life. Like, I
Right.
passed by a cafe that said Perk Cafe, and that's what made me thought of it. Because
Right,
I was
Central
like,
Perk.
why wouldn't they just make a Central Perk?
Yeah.
It's fake, but
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
exist. The diner in Seinfeld, why wouldn't
Yeah.
the restaurant exist in New York City?
Yeah.
But
it's just the outside of it. Though.
but it's just the outside. Why not make that restaurant? The Chill Grill, all these things from Disney, why wouldn't they make them in real life? Because so many people would go to them.
Yeah.
It always drives me nuts.
I think
trying to think of
at
like a
Universal they made
store.
the Simpsons one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
They
remember.
do a lot of it for amusement parks and attractions. Like you can go to like the Friends experience.
Yes, but that's not
you're-
the.
no.
I'm
I
talking
know what you're
about
talking
like
about.
real
Real life.
restaurant.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it's not gimmicky,
Right,
you know,
like going to like go down and
it's
take
actually good.
Yeah, I think the hard part there is not making it gimmicky.
It would be
'Cause people
gimmicky,
are
but
gonna
still
show
good.
up for that and like want to take pictures and
Yes,
the whole
but still
thing.
good food, not cheap
Yes,
food.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think of like any. There has to be somewhere there was like a clothing store or something that they would always go to that like looked cool, but now I can't really remember. I don't know.
There's so many.
I mean, there's so many. I feel like you could just pick a place from every
cafes,
single show.
we got a whole business here.
Yeah.
We got a whole business that somebody needs to get going. Make these restaurants into real life. I'm just saying. I'm sure people have thought about it, but let's get a move on, because I think, maybe I don't. Here's the thing. I'm not the first one to think of this idea.
We should put this out on Instagram and see what people say, because for some reason right now my brain is just blanking.
What is one restaurant or cafe or store, anything in a fake world that you would want in real life?
Yes.
That's a good question, everybody. Ponder on that.
Think about that.
Let us know your thoughts, but let's get into the topics for today's show. We have Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott relationship update. A lot going on with these two, and Kylie stepping in to clear up the headlines. Olivia Rodrigo released her new album, Sour, and the Jake Paul and Tommy Fury tension continues with more online beef. And we have an interview with Amber Stevens-West. She was fabulous. So let's get into it, starting off with Kylie and Travis. We have a Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott relationship update. All of these media outlets were reporting last week that Kylie and Travis were back together, but they're in an open relationship. Yep. Kylie Jenner stepped in and she said, I don't know where people get this information. She was pissed about it. Yeah. She said, she has nothing against open relationships, but it's not true. They're not in an open relationship. I love when the Kardashians step in about an article, because it just means that all the other shit they write has to be kind of true, because whenever it's not true, one of them steps in and says, this is not true.
That is a good point. And this one was so blatantly ridiculous too. We talked about this on the group chat, and I was like, clearly this was a slow day, because this feels kind of made up. It's like, they have been together or not together for, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, Francesca.
Oh my goodness, okay. They have been together and not together, or maybe together for years now. It's always been kind of speculation about their relationship. So it didn't feel like breaking news to be like, oh, they're back together, but it's an open relationship. It's like, that's probably what's been going on this whole time.
Listen, I can't keep up with Kylie and Travis. And I have to be honest, this is sad. This is how bored I am with my life, that I started thinking about, wow, that Stormy is going to grow up being so confused about her parents being together, not together. Why am I thinking about that? I don't know. It is something that comes across the brain. You're like, oh, wow, they're so on and off. That's going to cause some issues when she gets older.
Well, she won't remember it now.
No, well, maybe she won't. But if she grows up that way, it's all going to come back to
10 years old, and they're still
going to be going back and forth.
Yeah.
I have always seen Kylie and Travis as just they co-parent and they get along, but then they go off and they date other people. Now it kind of seems like they're back together. What makes me laugh is thinking about how this all goes down, right?
I still don't think they're back together.
You don't think so?
No.
Maybe not. That could be the case as well. But I always think in my head, is Travis reaching out to Kylie hey, baby, I miss you so much. Let's get back together. And then Kylie's like, yeah, come over. We'll talk about it. And they just have a back and forth.
I just have that.
How does it go down? Is it normal relationships, or are they just constantly in the same state, but everyone around them is thinking otherwise?
I think that about Kylie and Kendall all the time. Just kind of how are they in relationships? We just don't see that side of their life on TV ever. Their other sisters have shared their relationships, and you see that dynamic. They keep that very private. So it's what do they talk about?
They're normal people.
No, I know.
They're not normal, but they are.
It's funny. I think, it's truly only because everyone else shares their relationships on TV, so it makes Kylie and Kendall seem whoa, why aren't they sharing? But it's very normal that they're not. They want to keep it private.
Show us everything.
Yeah, it's Kendall, post some screenshots of your text with Devin Booker. What do you guys talk about?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Kylie and Travis, we're always going to hear their names involved with each other. They have a kid together. It's never going to go away.
Kylie's going to want to have more kids.
Travis is going to want to fuck bitches on the road. It's the same old story. Yeah. Once the concerts start happening again, Travis doesn't want to
celebrity
settle
kids
down.
have to deal with too.
Yeah, Travis doesn't want to.
Yeah,
Travis
tails all the time.
Wants some big booty bitches out on the road.
Probably.
I
would. Those were always all the blind items too, right? Like, oh, even when they were fully together, it's like, oh, this rapper is always
cheating,
orgies on the road, and is pregnant, whatever. His reality star girlfriend is at home. Like, there's always ones like that. Remember that? There's like one wild one about the multiple women. In
I
the
do
bedroom.
remember there was like
and there was something very specific about it, but I'm forgetting what it was.
I remember this was years ago. This had to be in like 2017. Yeah. There was a blind, specifically like you mentioned, the orgy, multiple women.
Yeah.
And
it was some kind of orgy situation.
Yeah. Kylie's at home, which I don't believe. I feel like Kylie's getting hers too, right? Like, she's Kylie fucking Jenner. If she wants somebody, she's getting that person. If she doesn't want anybody, she wants to be alone, that's fine too. But either way, I don't think we'll ever get a clear answer on Kylie and Travis unless one day they just get married.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Can I ask you a question? This is kind of odd topic, but this is where my brain just went. Sure. I was thinking about Kylie's outfits this weekend. She looked really great. And then I was thinking about Kendall's outfits this weekend. She looked really great. Kendall, everybody was talking about, like, very 90s vibe, the low-rise jeans, everything. Hannah G also posted an Instagram this weekend about the low-rise jeans, and I'm just like, I can't get behind that. I want to ask you, will you be wearing low-rise jeans anytime soon?
I'm going to have to hit the Peloton a few more times before I start bringing out the low-rise jeans. Like,
I hate low-rise jeans because only skinny people wear the low-rise jeans. And then they're like, oh, low-rise jeans. Like, I can't believe they're actually a thing. It's like, yeah, of course they're a thing when you wear them.
Right. That's the thing. You can only wear them. Well, anybody can wear them if you want.
Of course.
But to feel most comfortable, I don't feel comfortable in like super low-rise jeans because as soon as I sit down, everything's flopping over. Yeah. It's not fun to sit down. But when you are model, stick skinny, it's like that doesn't happen to you.
I think I meant it more in the like Instagram world. Like,
I like how it looks on other people.
That's what I'm saying.
I really like how it looks on them.
Right. People look great, but they're like they're the ones wearing and posting about it and like joking like, oh, low-rise jeans. I'm like, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Don't joke about them when you know.
Listen, I'm not gonna
wear nothing and be
shit
good
on anybody for wearing low-rise jeans because if I do get to the point where I can wear low-rise jeans, I'm gonna wear them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be wearing those low-rise jeans. I like how they look.
I'll never be wearing them. I just don't like the look of them.
You don't look. That's fair too. I like the look of it, but I can see why people don't like the look of it. It's the same thing with high waist jeans.
Yeah.
It took a while for people to get on
My mom
board
still
with that.
hates them.
High waist jeans. Yeah. A lot of people really hate them, but then everyone got really comfortable with the high waist jeans, and I think they look good.
I found an old pair of low waist jeans that I had from like, I guess high school maybe. I don't know. Like, those are just before high waisted jeans kind of became a thing, and I just held them up and was like, how did these even cover my vagina?
Right?
Like, they're so low.
It seems so
like,
small.
it's just, the change is so drastic that like when you try and wear them, you're like, holy shit, I feel naked. Like, I feel exposed.
I feel like I would only be able to wear low-rise jeans with a crop top. Because then if you wear like a long shirt with low-rise jeans.
Now, if you wear a long shirt, what's the point? Might as well just put the high-waist jeans
on. Yeah. I don't know. It's coming back fast, though. I see it all over the place. People are wearing them left and right.
Yeah.
That's okay. I kind of like a mid-rise.
Yeah.
I like a mid-rise these days.
That's totally
fine. It's
like
right below the belly button, but you still see the belly button. Yep. I can get on board with that.
I'm on board with that, too. The low-rise are very, very low.
Yeah.
Specifically the ones Kendall Jenner wears.
But listen, she looks good as hell in them.
Yeah, of course she does.
Olivia Rodrigo released her new album called Sour, and it is awesome. By no surprise, Olivia Rodrigo crushed her debut album.
She did. We were not expecting anything else. I think that definitely affects how everyone thinks about it. Everybody loves all the songs that she already put out or the singles from this album. So I think everybody in their brain already was like, this album's going to be awesome. There's no way it's not. And you listen to it and you're like, yeah, confirmed, awesome. Even if you maybe were like a little iffy on some songs, you'd be like, still great, fantastic.
She's fucking awesome.
Yes,
First of all, I love Brutal, the first song on the album. I love that song. I feel like an idiot because I'm 23 and she's like, I'm so sick of 17. Where's my fucking teenage dream? And I'm like singing. I'm like, wait, I'm not 17 at all.
I'm
but she has everybody feeling.
You're pretty close. At least you're pretty close. I think there's like, the older you get, you're like, oh wow, why am I really resonating with this this song? But
it's awesome. The whole thing was really, really cool. I feel like obviously this is the beginning for Olivia Rodrigo, and she's off to a great start. I also love all the marketing behind it, like the pictures for the album, the merch.
The merch is so cute.
Aesthetic for the whole thing is A+. Yeah. Her team is awesome.
Very Gen Z.
Shout out to Olivia Rodrigo's team because they're crushing it.
They are. And, once again, here we are talking about an album, and it makes me sad because I wish we could do our listening parties, but we can't
play it.
I know. I'm saying we can't.
No, I know. And it's not even YouTube anymore. We can't even play it on the podcast in general. So.
No, I know. So I just wanted to clarify for any of
that.
Those people who thought we'd be doing that. But I think I'm going to look and see what I would throw out there is, and I do think there was some conversation of like, oh, this song sounds like this song or this song, and people made a Good For You Misery Business like mashup. Mashup is incredible. If it's on YouTube, you can listen to it. It's really, really good. But I think she sampled some stuff. She's gotten a lot of inspiration. She's talked about that, and she definitely, I think, puts her whole spin on everything. Okay, so this is the thing. I do think Driver's License you can take out of the conversation because it was the first song that came out. Everybody loved, it was just so massive. It's like we can't even really include it in the conversation. I think Good For You is my favorite on the whole album. And I like Traitor and I like Jealousy a lot as well.
Brutal is my favorite.
Yeah.
I love how different it is.
Yeah,
it's not something I expected from her at all.
And it doesn't sound like really any of the other songs on the album.
And I'm not really a sappy, like sad song person.
Yeah.
Because it only makes me more sad than I already am sometimes. So that's
why people like them.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like if my friends in high school used to try and play like sad music all the time, and I was very sad at the time, and I would freak out. I would be like, you have to play rap or upbeat music because I can't get into my own thoughts.
When you were sad in like you didn't have like a breakup I'm sad playlist.
No, I had a breakup. I'm going to listen to strictly rap so I don't feel any emotions kind of playlist.
Okay.
Even though I felt all the emotions.
I fell deep into my sad girl
I know.
playlist.
I probably should get like a sad girl playlist, but I can't get there. It makes me... I listen to sad music when I'm happy. Because I'm like, I can enjoy this because I'm not so sad. Yeah. It's a slippery slope when you're sad and you start listening to sad music.
What is your go-to sad music?
My go-to sad music? Yeah. I don't feel like I
don't even have any go-to sad music.
I have one go-to really sad song, Break Even, by The Script. So
I actually loved that album.
It's really
like
good.
I listen to that album all the time.
Yeah, that song makes me cry without fail every single time I put it on. Every time I put it on. Don't play it right now, please.
I have a few key songs as well, but I think I meant more of like, when I was a freshman in high school and I was like sad about boys, and my entire, like, I only would have like the sad Demi Lovato songs.
Don't Forget by Demi Lovato, I was gonna say.
Taylor Swift songs, the sad Miley Cyrus songs, like all that realm. Like I would just compile it into one. Yeah, Don't Forget. Don't Forget
I was...
Taylor Swift also.
I was in
all the time.
Middle school still when Don't Forget came out, so that was like I wasn't really so sad about anything, so that was okay for me. I loved. Oh my god,
I would literally blast Don't Forget and look at the boy I liked pictures on Facebook with his new girlfriend.
Classic.
Just like playing.
I really
clicking
wish
through the pictures on Facebook.
Do you have your old laptop from that age?
Yeah, it doesn't really work, but yeah.
I really wish I did. I have an unreal video in my head that I'm thinking of me singing Don't Forget by Demi Lovato.
On Photo Booth?
On Photo Booth. Acapella. Acapella.
Oh boy. I would actually... Yeah, I have a lot of videos like that as well. That was like, on the desktop that we had in our basement that I think we still have. And I would love to see if everything could just be pulled, because we've tried, I would say over the last like 5 to 10 years, we've tried to get back on that computer and like see if we could find all the angsty photo booth videos we would take. And it just like doesn't really work. But they're on there. I know that computer's got them on there.
I wish there was a way to pull that shit.
Have you started High School Musical, the series, second season? Speaking of Olivia Rodrigo,
did you not hear me earlier when I said
you haven't been watching any TV? I know.
The past week I haven't watched any TV, and I'm gonna get back on it tonight when we're done recording.
I'm an episode behind.
So there's two things I need to watch. I need to watch the 2 High School Musical, the musical episodes, and I need to watch last week's episode of Mayor of Easttown before tonight's episode of Mayor of Easttown, and I need to watch like 2 episodes of Cruel Summer. So I have so much to catch up on. So we need to get done with this show.
I also have to catch up on Cruel Summer.
But Olivia Rodrigo's album, I'm really excited for what's to come with her. You know, will she go on tour?
100%.
She's gonna crush.
She's got to open for Taylor now.
Didn't she? I saw something that she like turned down.
Yes.
Opening for someone else because people think she wants to.
Dua Lipa.
She
turned down opening up for Dua Lipa because she's waiting for the call from Taylor Swift. That was something on Dumas.
I get it, but like it's Dua Lipa. Like.
Yeah, but if I was Olivia, I would do the same. I think.
I agree, but do you think she has a feeling that Taylor Swift's definitely going to ask her to open for her?
I think
have chills in my entire body.
I think you would have to really know. Or at least have a tip that you have a chance. Or if not, this is the thing. If that doesn't happen, someone else will come along. I know it's Dua Lipa, and Dua Lipa is fantastic, but there's somebody else that would tour and have her on there, or she just could literally go on tour herself, which I think she would do as well. But like that Taylor Swift call is,
I feel like if I
crazy.
Was the headliner, I'd almost be worried because she's like so big, Olivia Rodrigo, like she might steal my thunder.
The only one that it would be Taylor Swift.
You think Taylor Swift's worried about her?
No,
but
I don't think Dua Lipa will be worried either.
Yeah, I don't think these.
Yeah, I guess.
I think you would.
But they're similar. I feel like usually you try to get an opener who's not like the same type of music.
Dua Lipa and Olivia Rodrigo are not really similar.
I feel like when pop bands and pop stars go on tour, the openers are also pop stars.
Yeah. What do you mean they're not gonna have like a country star?
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thanks for the input.
The last thing I wanted to say about Olivia was it is very hard to watch this new season of High School Musical, the series 2, without just being like, what was happening when they were filming this.
I did see a scene between the two of them that made me uncomfortable. Yeah. It kind of felt like they couldn't even look each other in the eyes. Yeah. And that may be just because we're thinking like that. I think it's just because we're thinking it. Yeah.
So
fucked up.
I think it's just because we're specifically looking for it that we're like, ooh, that maybe could have been a weird look.
So fucked up.
It is.
Entirely too involved
sick in the head.
That. So sick.
Sick in the head. The buildup is here. Everybody's talking about Tommy Fury and Jake Paul, a potential fight. And if they don't have a date I would say in the next, I'm going to give it 2 to 3 weeks, then I don't think it's ever going to happen, because the hype is here right now. And I know they're building it. It's growing and they're getting in each other's faces kind of online and things are going back and forth. Now's the time to capitalize on it. If they wait any longer, people aren't going to care.
I want Tommy Fury to fucking destroy Jake Paul. I want him to destroy Jake Paul. Jake Paul is such a nuisance. Here's the thing, though. I don't want to discredit Jake Paul's entertainment factor because I think this has been said many times before. Love him or hate him, he's entertaining. He gets the people talking. I'm totally here for that. Like, keep Jake Paul in the picture as long as I can keep fucking shitting on him because I hate him so much. Tommy Fury, Molly May, if you're a Love Island fan, if you've watched season 5, then you love these two. You root hard for them. You love them as a couple. You watch them on social media. They're so in love. Tommy Fury seems like a great guy. Molly May, she's a great girl. I love all their content. I'm obsessed with them. And Jake Paul just keeps talking shit. And honestly, I think this time Tommy Fury, made a video about Jake Paul. So then Jake Paul posted on Twitter and on Instagram or wherever a screenshot that was photoshopped of Molly May sliding into his DMs. Molly May didn't actually slide into his DMs. Jake Paul photoshopped this, obviously, to get a rise out of Tommy Fury. Does Jake Paul actually think Tommy Fury is going to believe that Molly May slid into Jake Paul's DMs? Idiot. Yeah. You got to go further than this, Jake Paul. You got to slide into Molly May's DMs, you know? Yeah. There's making a fake screenshot of Molly May in your DMs does nothing.
No.
It does absolutely nothing. If you DM Molly May, that does something.
That's usually what he does. He usually brings in like the significant other.
For sure.
Or like follows them.
And that's like, just, I mean.
Yeah.
That's 101 right there.
That's fight talk.
Yeah, exactly. And it was also just kind of, as far as Jake Paul goes, I feel like kind of a lame comeback to Tommy Fury getting Shaq in his video. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal's in this video, and it was like
the Shaquille O'Neal.
He did make an Instagram story talking about it, Jake Paul.
I know, but that wasn't like that's not a
crazy
comeback.
That
commenting on the video isn't a comeback.
His whole argument was like, fight someone real and then I'll talk to you. And it's like, Jake, your whole thing is you don't fight people who are real.
Yeah.
Jake Paul thinks people that are real are like influencers.
Right.
Meanwhile, Tommy Fury's an actual fighter who's fighting people that are fighters. Jake Paul
has
his argument was like he's fighting bad
career.
Boxers, but like they're still boxers.
Yeah, Jake Paul has such a warped sense of reality.
Jake Paul hasn't even fought a bad boxer yet.
Because he hasn't fought a boxer.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what's insane about it, that I feel like Jake Paul doesn't realize how big Tommy Fury is.
Right.
And not even just like, I'm not just talking size, just like as a person.
Right. I don't think he has a grasp on Love Island's pull, and Love Island's pull especially in the UK. You know, like everybody watches that show.
It would only be smart of Jake Paul to do this fight to get people in the UK to watch him. I'm sure they already are, but you just get more eyes on it. Right now, everybody in the US is talking about you, but then you get everybody in the UK as well. You get both sides. Unreal.
Like I kind of feel like Jake Paul thinks he's above fighting Tommy Fury.
100% he thinks that, that's why I want them to fight, so Tommy Fury can knock him out.
Yeah.
And I think I really think Tommy Fury
has a
would
fight
win
in a couple weeks. So maybe if he like really destroys that guy
afterwards,
then. But like also Jake Paul's like, this guy is 0-15 or whatever. Like, so
he's not though.
No, the guy he's fighting.
Oh, the guy he's fighting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't have we obviously don't have the boxing knowledge on this side. Like I see what Tommy posts on his Instagram of like what fights he has and who he's fighting, if he wins, clips, blah blah blah, whatever. Molly May, if she's ringside or not. That's really what I'm looking for. So the skills part of this, I would like to see. I just feel like they feel like they're fairly evenly matched.
How tough would that be if he fought Jake Paul and lost and Molly May is just front row? That would be tough for them.
It would be extremely tough.
It would be.
That would be like if Hank had lost when you were there.
Yeah, that would have been really tough.
Yeah.
It's tough for anybody. Think about when McGregor fights and loses.
Yeah.
There's a lot on the line.
I mean, every
time you fight.
Yeah. I think
people fight.
Truly any boxing match, and the wife is watch literally any boxing movie in
Rocky.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Like it happens every time. Happens every time. There's got to be one loser.
It's a lot to watch your man get out there, okay?
Yep.
It's a lot.
Yep. And I will say, I did the as much as he is annoying, and this was annoying, the gotcha hat thing was pretty funny.
That's what I'm saying in the beginning.
It's annoying.
Like, Jake Paul,
but that was pretty funny.
Is entertaining.
Yeah.
Hate him.
Yeah.
But he's doing shit that you can't look away from.
Right.
So yes, gotcha hat to Floyd Mayweather. I think I texted you both that Jake Paul has the biggest balls in all of the land. They just fucking droop to the floor.
To go, like, immediately.
They just he just drags his balls on the floor.
That's smart business.
Yeah, it is. And
having the merch ready to go.
Did you see the clip before, like an hour before he told Logan, he's like, I'm gonna take his hat, and then he just did it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, balls dragging. Hate him, but you can't deny that they will do anything to entertain people.
Yeah, every day. Bro.
It's every day, bro.
Every day, bro. We have a great interview with Amber Stevens-West coming up, but I just want to fill you guys in on how my weekend was. It was great. I had a lovely time. The weather was beautiful. Had some beach time, which meant I had to crack open maybe more than one Coors Seltzer.
Whoa.
Perhaps. Not to get wild, but maybe more than one. It is seltzer time. Seltzer season. You can't be on the beach without a seltzer, specifically Coors Seltzer. They have amazing flavors. Grapefruit, lemon lime, mango, black cherry, grapefruit. They're all so good. If you haven't tried them yet, you got to check them out. The mango is my favorite. I know everybody's got a black cherry out there, but their black cherry is fantastic. Love the grapefruit, but I'm telling you guys, the mango, it's really, really delicious. And when you're sitting in your beach chair, sun shining, maybe you just went in the water, it's beautiful. You reach into your cooler, it's ice cold, pull out that mango Coors Seltzer, crisp, refreshing. You'll love it. I'm telling you, I would not lead you wrong on the mango Coors Seltzer. So go try it out. And right now you can get your first 12 pack on Coors Seltzer. Simply go to CoorsSeltzer.com/chicks. That's CoorsSeltzer.com/chicks. And try it this week and let us know what you think. You can make sure to tag at Coors Light in your posts. Beer purchase is required. Offer varies by state. Must be 21 or older. Visit promorules.com/Coors Seltzer rebate for details. And always remember, celebrate responsibly. This is coming from the Coors Brewing Company in Fort Worth, Texas.
All right, everyone, we are here with a special guest. We're here with Amber Stevens West, and she is in front of, I think, the best background we've seen yet. There's certain times people come in and we're like, oh, they got a good background going on, but you actually look like you are in Harlem. Like, this is the background of what's going on right now.
I wish I could take credit for it, but Stars sent these to us, and they are amazing, and they've come in handy.
Seriously.
And I keep it for self-tapes or something.
That's so true. And it's fun if you get a few of them, you kind of switch them out depending on how you're feeling, just different locations.
Could be different parts of the city, possibly.
Yeah.
So many different avenues.
Yes. This is 2021. This is how we're going to have to communicate from now on. So you can be from anywhere you want, and it's much better than the green screens. They don't shift around and like color your teeth weird.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, you are here today to talk about your new show, Run the World. It's on Stars. Shout out to Stars because they got the cool background going on. But it takes place in Harlem. You play the role of Whitney. Tell us about your role and what the show is all about.
Yeah. So the show is it's based on the friendship of these four women who have grown up together, three of which like literally grew up together since like elementary school. And then one they met in college, and they all live in Harlem. And it's just about what their lives are and their friendship with each other and their relationships that they get in and out of. And I play Whitney. So she's the very like type A, ambitious, driven personality type who's always done the right thing and checked all the boxes and has a very enviable lifestyle. You know, she's got an amazing fiance who anyone would die to have. She's got like an incredible condo that overlooks Central Park and an amazing job. She's an investment banker. Like, she just has it all. And yet you, in the pilot, when you meet her, you find her in a place where she's like, maybe I haven't experienced enough, and I should have taken more risks in my life, and I should have, maybe she's having like maybe second thoughts on all of her choices, and not to give anything away, but she's getting unsure of herself in her life, and so she's now leaning on her girlfriends really hard to help her get herself back on track.
Well, that's great. And I think that the show looks awesome. And it also just looks like one of those shows that you can watch with all your girlfriends because it will remind you of you and your friends. Like, how awesome was this cast? It's this ensemble of all these amazing women. How did you guys all kind of get involved with this and meet these women?
Yeah, the show is really like about these four women and their enviable friendship with each other. And that's what drew me to the project originally, because my girlfriends in real life are my family and I need them in order to survive. And we are each other's biggest cheerleader and champion. And that's what this show is too. So these girls just love on each other and are, always there for each other no matter what. And in a very honest way. So the chemistry between us four actresses was palpable, like from the beginning. Brisha and I have known each other for a long time, who plays Renee on the show. We've been friends for many, many years, but we've never worked together. So when the project came in front of both of us, we were like, we have to do this together because this is about friendship and like, we got this. And then the other two girls, so we were cast first, and then we had chemistry reads. And that's when Corbin came in, and she was at the time reading to play Sandy and Ella. So and there were several other actresses there, and they would swap in and out different actors, and then she would switch hats and she would, be reading to play a different character. But she was so incredible, and her chemistry with Brisha and I was like, it's so instant that it was very clear that she needed to be a part of this. And we just had the right character for her. So she was offered the role of Sandy. And so then the three of us came back to find our Ella. And that's when we met Andrea in that process. And it was like, as soon as she came in the room, it was like we were complete. So it's really easy to act with these girls because the chemistry was like there in real life. I mean, after Andrea's chemistry read with us, we all rode down in the elevator together. We were talking about how we needed to hang out, even if she didn't get the job. We were like, all best friends immediately. So it was really exciting to get to do this together. And then we had so much fun making the show and getting to hang out. And now we've been back together, promoting the show. And it's just couldn't be more fun.
That must be such a great feeling when you get a cast of people that you truly get along with, because I'm sure you've been in situations, or other people have been in situations, where you meet the actors and actresses, you may be excited to work with them, and then you're like, this is not exactly what I thought it was.
Well, it's like any other workplace.
Yeah.
You just, you do the job because you're the best fit for that role at the office or whatever. And you may or may not become good friends with the people that you work with. And so it's just like that in any other job. But because we are playing best friends, it was so important for them to make sure that the cast actually felt like best friends also off screen. And so it's just like such an added bonus that we really do genuinely like enjoy each other's company and call each other and are really excited to hang out.
Yeah, to get that chemistry going. And now this premiered on Sunday night, the first episode. What has the reaction been like? And has it just been a whirlwind? What are your emotions right now?
It's really exciting. I have yet to read even one negative review. Twitter or, journalists, everyone seems to be really excited and ready for something like this. The content is good. It's funny. And like these women have this like enviable friendship that's so fun to watch. The way that they talk to each other is funny. The show is beautiful, and it's being run by women. It's being directed by mostly women, so it's like got this female lens that's so special. And I think it's just what everyone's really been looking for.
Definitely.
So I'm really excited for them to continue to watch because the season is so good. And I'm not just saying that. I would watch this show 100% if I was not on it. And I felt that way because I've seen the whole season already, and we all watched it together over Zoom, like maybe 2 months ago. And every episode I was like, that's my favorite episode. And then we watched the next, that's my favorite episode. And then we're all crying together. And then the first time we saw the trailer, we all saw it. Just couldn't believe that we got to be a part of something that just felt so special. And I just know that audiences are gonna jump on board too.
I love your enthusiasm about it because you can tell that you truly love this show and are excited about it. And Fran mentioned before, you said it's a type of show that you could like sit around, watch with your girlfriends. But I also think it's that type of show that you sit and you can watch alone and you feel comfortable. Like maybe you are alone, maybe you can't hang out with anybody right now, but then you watch this show and you feel like you have your group of friends.
100%. That's exactly what this show can do for you. And the show is like, it's not even just for girls. Like men can watch this show too. We're depicting men in a light that they don't really get to be shown in either, where they are also like vulnerable, loving, open with their friends about their feelings, and funny and stylish, and supporting sexy women. And I think the show's really got something for everybody.
Yeah. How are you feeling when you went into this? Because as you're saying, it's so female driven. And I think looking back and seeing some of the past stuff you've done, some of these, sitcoms that have been so great, but haven't necessarily been like female character driven. And this is like just about this is about women, a group of women, a group of Black women. So it just seems like something that you haven't gotten to do before.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I've worked on really fun projects with really cool people, but if you're going to tell the story of 4 women, it should be told by women. There's no way to make it more authentic. And so having a show creator and showrunner who who are Black women, so they know exactly what they're talking about when they write and, shepherd the show, makes all the difference. And that's what makes it authentic and actually something that that's good.
Yeah.
No one's like a caricature of what people think Black women should be.
Right. No, that it's so great. And, Rhea and I were talking because we loved Greek. I think that when we yes. I watched Greek when it was on air.
I watched
Rhea
actually
watched
in quarantine.
Greek. I was gonna say last year.
Yeah, I watched it last year because everyone was like, I was like, what should I watch? Everyone's like, watch Greek. I think it's on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
And I binge watched all of it. I loved it, obviously.
Oh, that's awesome. I love hearing that. I mean, I haven't watched it since it was on TV originally. I don't really even remember some of the stories, but man, that was a good time. That was a good time in my life.
I was going to say, how do you look back on that time? And also so different, right? That type of show, obviously it's like college and dating, but it's such a
That's the thing, that show started in 2007.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was like 2006 or 7. It was so long ago. It's actually cool to look back because we were even trying to make socially conscious messaging through that show, even at that time. Having a gay main character be a Black man was huge. You were not seeing that. And he wasn't a stereotype whatsoever. He was a jock who you didn't assume was gay from the street, having a very normal, healthy relationship with another man. So little things like that, I'm really proud that I was on a show that did that. And so I think that's why that show holds up and we can still watch it all these years later. I look back on it fondly. Honestly, I mean, I met my husband there.
Right. I was going to say, you met your husband there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the casting director still takes full credit for my happy life.
I would too if I was the casting. Yeah.
Have you guys been together the whole time?
The whole time.
Nice. Good for you guys.
We met and it was within 3 or 4 weeks we were in love with each other and it moved all really fast. And then, 5 years later we were married and now.
I was going to say, now you're growing your family. How has that been? I just feel has that been a little stressful starting a new show and also, having your family grow by another person right now?
Yeah, it's been great. I feel really fortunate that I've been able to work with people who are excited for me and don't make me feel like I'm a burden because I'm a pregnant woman. So when I was pregnant with my daughter, who's now 2.5, I was also working on Happy Together. And we were filming that entire season and I was just growing every day. And we were finding new inventive ways to hide my belly and stuff. But I was really supported by everyone. I was never made to feel like I was a burden. And that's so, for some reason, unique and shouldn't be because women have children and that's just, how the world works. And so, it's hard balancing your life, especially as a pregnant person, men aren't asked all the time, how do you balance your parenting? And, but the only big difference is that I actually have to build to the human being inside of my body. So it's fair to ask me because it's a little bit harder. So I'm grateful that now with this second kid, I am not working right now because I can just focus on raising my daughter and just being tired.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting if and when, knock on wood, we do go back for a second season. It's going to be an interesting transition because we live in Los Angeles and the show shoots in Harlem. And so we have to relocate the family, and I'll have a newborn, and I'll have to bring the baby to set. But then again, I work with a female-led show of other mothers. Right. So they completely get it. They're literally doing the same thing that I am. So it's very special. And I think that we need more of that, because if we can foster an environment where we can really encourage women to go after like their ambitions in the workforce, but also be able to have a family, like, hell yeah, we can do it all. We just need to create an environment in which we can allow women to thrive and feel supported in that.
Absolutely.
When did you shoot this show?
So we did the pilot at the end of 2019. Okay. And then found out that the show was picked up in January 2020. So we knew that we were going to be shooting like pretty quickly. And so we were slated to start filming in the summer of 2020, but because of the state of the planet, we had to postpone everything, and we were pushed until we all got to New York at the end of September and started filming mid-October. And there were like, really strict COVID protocols that we followed. But we were one of the only, if not the only, production that was never shut down for someone catching COVID. So everyone took it really seriously, and we were a very like closed set, and outside of work, everyone stayed home. We didn't do anything, took our health really seriously, and actually finished on time. And that's why we actually have a full season of a show to show you.
Yeah, quick turnaround too. And that must be a great feeling, like going into the pandemic and quarantine, and it hits, and some people don't know if they have a job, and some actors or actresses are like, well, when's my next role? Knowing that got picked up and you knew something was coming had to have been a good feeling.
It was really, like, Stars really did a great job of making us all feel really secure about our jobs, because we knew we were picked up, but then we were postponed so much, and people, we're dependent on paychecks. And as an actor, you got to wait around for those things sometimes. But Stars was like, look, we intend to make this show. And so they paid a lot of us like upfront with like partial amounts and stuff to just like make sure that their intent was honored, that they were going to make this show. And so we just got so lucky to be in that situation. So we weren't really that stressed about work during that time. We were able to just relax at home and stay safe until production was ready to start up.
Yeah, that's incredible. Good for you.
Yeah. It was really lucky. Thank you.
Yeah. You have gotten to have like guest roles on a lot of really awesome TV shows, like just looking at everything that you have been on. I know this is like an unbelievably vague question, but do you have a couple kind of favorite on-set experiences when it comes to like Grey's Anatomy,
22 Jump
Baby
Street,
Daddy, 90210, New Girl, like so many of these awesome shows. And I mean,
sorry,
yes.
I had to throw that in there. 22 Jump Street, it's a great movie. Hilarious.
That was the most fun. 22 Jump Street we shot in New Orleans, which is one of my favorite cities on the planet. So I was living my best life. And then we also filmed in Puerto Rico. So who am I to complain? And also just working with Channing and Jonah, who are the funniest. And then Phil and Chris, the directors, who just allowed you to do whatever on set. I mean, they had a script, but they were like, say it whatever way you want, like it'll be funny. And then, Jonah, who's just a brilliant at that. So just like getting to play in that was a blast. It's funny you said New Girl too, because it was such a like quick job. I think I worked on the show because, a comedy, you can shoot an episode in just a few days. So I think I only literally worked like 2 or 3 days. But I was a fan of the show before, but Damon Wayans Jr. had just rejoined the show, and he and I worked together doing that episode. And there was like this immediate friendship that I had with this guy. And I was like, we're friends now. And I'm like, I just met him, but we just had like inside joke kind of banter with each other. And then it's just strange that it came back around that we then did Happy Together, where we played husband and wife on this show. It just seemed like a weird serendipitous thing because we just, and I mean, again, like I was saying earlier, you can't really fake chemistry with people.
Totally.
You just either are going to be homies or you're not. And so that was kind of like a precursor to like what came later, which was pretty cool.
That's the best feeling.
I know. And I wish we got more of Happy Together because it's funny, like online, I will say I see all the time conversations about like, oh, like, you know, what sitcoms did you love that you feel like you didn't get enough of? And so many people say Happy Together. Like it has a kind of cult following.
Yeah, well, honestly, probably a lot of people. Well, there's a lot of young fans who love that show because it was about Harry Styles, like inspired by Harry Styles. And then Felix Millard, who played the pop star on the show, is now on Ginny and Georgia, which is like just skyrocketed. And I looked at his Instagram recently, and he had like literally like 2 or 3 million followers. And I was like, what are you doing? What happened? He was like this sweet little boy from Australia who had been on this show that I had never heard of. And all of a sudden he's just like the hottest dude in town. And every girl is obsessed with him. So I'm sure it's like and you know, people are now finding that show again because they love him so much. And he's just the sweetest. And he was so good on Happy Together. So I'm sure that has something to do with it also because he's just so adorable and popular now.
Well, that's very funny. I totally actually forgot that connection because I did watch some of Ginny and Georgia, and that makes a lot of sense. Now I remember, but
I really like that show.
Yeah,
I have to.
you know, there were times that I did like it, and then there were times where I was like, "This is getting a little too crazy."
We watch everything. Like we really will watch anything and everything. And for some reason with Ginny and Georgia, I watched like 20 minutes of the first episode and then never continued it. But my parents talk about this show I don't even know why. Like my dad's like, "Do you watch Ginny and Georgia?" I'm like, "Dad, what are you
parents
talking about?"
Parents loved it. My mom and grandmother watched it together too, and they were like telling me, I was like, I did not think that this show would span.
Yeah.
But
I think that you need to give it more than 20 minutes because the beginning of the series, you have to really set up who the characters are. But every episode reveals something like really interesting and new about Ginny. Which one's which? The mom. Whatever.
Yes.
The mom on the show has this like whole secret life and you just keep learning more and more about it throughout the season. And that totally got me hooked. All the like teenager stuff started to make me feel weird, I think, because I'm just like old now and I see someone that age and I'm like, oh my God, you guys are having sex with each other.
This forgetting that you did the same exact thing.
The first teenager sex scene was the most uncomfortable television scene I've ever watched. No, we'll get into it. It was a great show, but we're really, really excited for everyone to watch Run the World. And like you said, Stars is so great. I think people sleep on Stars. Like Stars has put out some really amazing shows. Outlander being one of them. It's like one of my all-time favorites. So
Outlander is great.
Outlander is awesome.
Yes.
I don't sleep on Stars, by the way.
No, Stars, I know, but I'm saying you shouldn't.
Yeah.
They're
in case you are sleeping on Stars, don't.
Wake up. Amber, thank you so much for coming in, talking to us. And the beautiful Harlem looks amazing behind you. And for everyone to go see it on the show, you can watch Run the World on Stars Sundays. Amber, thank you so much for talking with us.
Of course. My pleasure. Thank you guys.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Welcome to the new studio, everybody. It's a new era of Chicks in the Office, and we appreciate everybody who supports us and all the listeners of Chicks in the Office, because like we said in the beginning, wouldn't be able to have the neon sign without you guys. So love you, and we hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.